My name is David Albert. I am managing member of Strategic Communication Advisors, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about our new technology, My Content Wizard. But before I begin, I want to tell you a brief story. Many years ago, when I first started marketing my business on social media, I would get up really early in the morning and I would carefully compose tweets and Facebook posts, and I'd program them into Hootsuite, and I'd send them off at various times during the day. And when I came back to check in on them later in the day, I would find many times very little engagement. No likes, no shares, no comments. Has anyone experienced something similar? Okay. It's frustrating, right? I mean, you put something out there, hopefully it's going to generate a little bit of engagement, and you get nothing. You start asking, how do you get attention on social media? How do you get people to notice your posts? More importantly, how do you get them to engage with your posts? Especially important if you're building a business. Well, that's why we created My Content Wizard. My Content Wizard is a web application currently in beta test mode that predicts the amount of likes, shares, retweets, comments, etc. a post will get on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay. So the thing about this application is it will predict engagement before you post. So you don't have to waste time posting on social media and experimenting and spamming people's Facebook wall or Facebook timeline or news feed. It looks at multiple factors. So it will look at the text and the copy of your post. It will look at any images or graphics that you include in your post. And it will give you a different score for each platform. So you can actually test out one post on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and see where it will perform best. Now, it's super simple to use. You log in, you select which platform you want to post on. Enter the number of followers or fans that you have on that particular platform. Then you write your post, just like you would do on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Include your hashtags, your copy, emojis. Add a visual if you choose. And the wizard will predict your engagement. You can also get some suggestions to improve engagement and improve your content. And it will preview your post for you, so you can see what it'll look like when you post. The Wizard technology is proprietary. It's based on research into what makes content infectious, what makes something go viral, and what is engaging. Patent pending. And who might use such an application? Well, in terms of the general market, there's more than 3.6 billion people using Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, more than the population of the US, China, and India combined. So, of that population, businesses that are using social media marketing, especially a small business that may not have the resources to hire a social media manager or social media agency, marketing or PR professionals who want to hone their craft before they post, students who may be assigned to develop a social media campaign for a project and then use this tool perhaps to see how that campaign might perform, and of course anyone who regularly uses social media and wants to get more engagement. We would envision a subscription model where you would pay an annual fee to use this technology, unlimited use for a year, and we plan to add content development tools such as graphic templates or storytelling tools, tools to help you write better copy. Some of the defining characteristics of this technology is that it applies to all three of these platforms, three of the biggest platforms, three of the biggest social media platforms. It considers all engagement, so it doesn't just look at Facebook likes or retweets on Twitter. And it really is focused not on paid advertising, but on organic posts. So, we have built a working prototype at mycontentwizard.com and filed a provisional patent application on the technology. Background here, myself, I have one prior patent on another technology that I developed, 30 years of communications experience. Israel Singer is our graphic designer, multimedia design, visual branding expert who has over 30 years of experience. Our ask tonight is for beta users to help us test out and validate this technology. We're looking for people who will give it a spin, test it out, and compare what they get with their prediction versus what they get when they actually post. We're looking to validate our technology and tweak the algorithms so that they're more predictive. We're looking for folks to help us analyze social media content, currently existing social media content. And, of course, we always want to make our program more robust. So interns who may have expertise with PHP, MySQL programming, API programming, artificial intelligence, and jQuery. My email address is here. You feel free to send me an email, or we have a sign-up sheet on our table if you're interested in learning more, getting on our mailing list, or helping us in one of these 3 areas. And with that, I will take any questions.
Facebook is known to change its algorithm from year to year, month to month. Do you guys adapt to those tweaks?
We do, yes, and that's one of the challenges in this space is that, as you know, all of the social media platforms do change their algorithms, and so we are obviously, staying on top of that, and we would have to tweak our algorithm in order to, stay pace with what's happening on social media. Okay. Oh.
How do you differentiate from different generations? You have young generations who are interested in different things. Yeah. How is the algorithm change for this? Because something that would interest me would not interest somebody older than me.
Yeah, so just to make sure I have the question, I'll repeat that. So you want to know, how does the algorithm change for maybe people of different generations? Is that correct? Okay. So I would say it doesn't really change. What it does do is it is based on tremendous amount of research into content that goes viral, the characteristics of content that goes viral. And so it's focused really on the content characteristics. This is really about content, which is why we call it My Content Wizard. So it doesn't really affect the generation of the person posting wouldn't necessarily come into play in this. It's really going to look at the content that you're posting, whatever that content may be. Any other questions? Yes.
How much time is dedicated to the learning process for your entry? Just taking through the interaction. Is it a momentary post that you get back, or does it sit there incubate for a short period of time, and then you get a report, and then the trajectory is set, and you know where you're?
So the question is, how long does the application take to process? Is pretty much, yeah. So it's super simple to use. You can it literally takes about the same amount of time as to post on social media. And then it will process very quickly, instantaneously, within a matter of seconds. You will have your report, your output, which will give you analytics such as the predicted engagement. It will tell you ways to improve the post and, again, display the post. And it will also give you some other analytics such as character count, word count, sentiment, which is another factor that it will look at. So it'll do a sentiment analysis and tell you whether you have a positive post or a negative post. So it should be pretty much instantaneously. Other questions? Yes, sir.
So you mentioned that the algorithm takes into account the number of followers that a poster has.
Yes.
Does it take into account who those people are? For instance, if somebody posts something on one end of the political spectrum to a certain audience, it's going to gain much more attention than if those followers are at the other.
So the question is, does the algorithm take into account who the followers are? So it does not take into account who the followers are. It takes into account the number of followers. So there is something in the algorithm, though, that does pick up on what you're suggesting. So you're asking, what if somebody is posting about politics? What if that may drive engagement because people know that, you know, people may feel passionately about their politics? Well, the algorithm will detect whether something you post is relating to the news, a current event, and it will take that into account. So if you're posting about a political event that's in the news, the algorithm will take that into account and it will look for that.
All right, thanks, Dave.
All right, thank you.